Alright, hello and welcome back to the best Steins visual novel Let's Play on YouTube. We're a little biased with that. But anyhow, welcome back. Yep, my name is GamerGuy4You, and we are picking up after talking to Suzuha, still at the shop. And just let's get on with it. It's mostly nailed in shiny finger. Yep, we said that. I can tell without even checking. Yeah, we already looked. This is getting ridiculous. She's got some stalker qualities and maybe split personalities. I shouldn't have given her my address. Stalker vibes, not good at all. I look at Suzuha and see her lying on the counter. She's playing with something in the palm of her hand. It looks like a small metal pin. Anyway, how can she be this lazy on her second day? I love CRT's was a lie too, wasn't it? My voice just gets ruined from these visual novels. Visual novel work. Suzuha says, "Why the frown? Did you get a death notice?" Rintaro replies, "A what?" Suzuha says, "Just wondering." She was just wondering if I got a death notice? How can she say that with a straight face? And what the heck is a death notice anyway? Do those even exist? Eto means ano eto, those kind of things. And Suzuha replies, what I meant to ask was if you got some unpleasant news. Rintaro responds, "You could say that. This girl is hard to get a handle on." I love all the different mystery elements, even though this isn't blind. It's very enjoyable. Very, very enjoyable being familiar with the series, both the anime and the visual novel, having seen them before, and yet I can just casually plow through and enjoy the visual novel. I absolutely love it. Way more than I thought I would. I really shouldn't let my guard down around her. Rintaro says there's this woman who's obsessed with finding an IBN 5100. Suzuha leaps up as soon as I speak. IBN 5100. I want to know how to pronounce it. If somebody knows how to pronounce, the IBN 5100 in Japanese, simple English translation, whatever, please put it in the comments. I've wanted to be able to say it so bad, but I always can't. I don't feel like I get the pronunciation down pat. Similar with a bunch of different phrases I would have loved to get down pat, but never am able to. IBN 5100 or something. Suzuha says, "An IBN 5100? You know about them?" Rintaro says. Suzuha says, "Yeah." Or, which means, yeah. Agreement.
IBN 5100の都市伝説は有名だったのか。
IBN 5100. Rintaro responds, "I see. So the IBN 5100 legend is famous, huh? Maybe that retro PC is more popular with female otaku than I thought." Suzuha says, Yeah, that's it. I heard the urban legend from someone. How much do you know about it?"
IBN 5100を実際に探し回ってみたが、結局空き場にはなかったというオチは知っている。
Rintaro responds, "I actually tried looking for an IBN 5100, but in the end, I came to the conclusion that there isn't one in Akiba." Suzuha replies, "I see. Well, that's true."
何か知っている口ぶりだな。
Rintaro says, you sound like you know something.
いや、知ってるような知ってないようなって感じかな。
Suzuha replies, well, I do and I don't, I guess.
私は知らないけど、
Listen to that
遠い
music.
知り合いが知ってて、それをちらっと聞いたことがあるみたいな。
That soundtrack bit is just a wonder. The intrigue, the mystery, the suspense in that is just amazing. All right, Suzuha says, or continues, I don't know about it personally, but I happened to hear about it from a knowledgeable acquaintance of mine or something like that. Another insincere smile. I'm starting to think she's not a very good liar. You can tell she's lying whenever she smiles like that. Suzuha doesn't say anything. Sure enough, she doesn't offer any other information. She just keeps that insincere smile plastered on her face. Ooh. Rintaro asks, who are you? Suzuha. Suzuha falls back down onto the counter with a deep sigh. We already did the sigh. She looks up at me from that position.
IBN 5100についてのさ、興味深い情報教えてあげようと思ったのにな。
Suzuha says, I was thinking of giving you a bunch of interesting information on the IBN 5100.
そんな目で見られたら教える気なくなっちゃった。
She continues, but when you look at me like that, I don't feel like it anymore.
そもそも俺は IBN5100 になど興味はない。
Rintaro says, I'm not even interested. He doesn't have a girl's voice. What am I doing? Rintaro says, I'm not even interested in the IBN 5100. That was a good bunch. I'm more concerned with CERN right now. Solving one of Akiba's mysteries won't topple the organization's regime after all.
貴様を信用できる要素が一つもない。その面白い情報が真実であるかどうかもわからない。
Rintaro says, You don't have a shred of credibility. I have no way of knowing if that interesting information of yours is true or not.
うわ、そこまで言う？確かに私、挙動不審だけどね。
Suzuha says, Wow, that's harsh. Well, I admit I am acting kinda suspicious.
じゃあさ、教えないけど、ヒントだけあげるよ。
Alright, she continues. I won't tell you, but I'll give you a hint.
そんで、わかりそうでわからないもどかしさに身もだいちゃえ。
Oh, she continues. And then you'll writhe in agony when you can't figure it out.
実は IBN5100 には隠された機能があるんだよ。
Aha, Suzuha reveals. Truth is, the IBN 5100 has a hidden function. A hidden function. That reminds me. I'm pretty sure the John Titor from 2000 said something like that. I searched through my memories.
確か IBN5100 には独自のプログラミング言語がどうたらこうたら。
Rintaro says, if I remember... I kind of jumped the gun on pronunciation and words and hastiness. If I remember correctly, the IBN 5100 can do something or other with a proprietary programming language.
嘘、なんで知ってんの？
Uso.
なんで？
No way. Nande. Suzuha says, "No way, how did you know? Tell me. She's interested. I only vaguely remembered, but it looks like I hit the mark. I grin.
能力名サイズハング。俺は貴様の心の内を読み取ることができるのだ。
Ah, Rintaro says, it's another one of my powers. Leading question. I can read your heart of hearts.
何それ？反則。
Suzuha replies, What? No fair. For some reason, Suzuha covers her face with both her hands. She opens her fingers just enough to peek at me. That's not enough to escape my power.
すべてはお見通しだ。アマネスズハ。観念するがいい。
Oh, he's such a character. Rintaro says, I see everything, Amane Suzuha. Resistance is futile. Cool, she says.
とにかく IBN5100 には隠された機能があるの。
She once again gets back on track. Suzuha says, Anyway, the IBN 5100 has a hidden function.
AP エリアベーシックが普及する前に書かれた IBN の独自のプログラミング言語も解読できちゃうのってさ、驚愕だと思わない？
Alright, some information. It can decipher IBN's proprietary programming language, which was written before APL and BASIC became widespread. Isn't that surprising? Suzuha said. Now I remember. John Titer said the same thing in 2000, and right after that, an IBN engineer officially admitted to that function's existence.
今や IBN5100 でしか解読できない失われたプログラミング言語があったりするんだよ。
There's that soundtrack again, but let's check these out. Basic. Short for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code, a beginner's programming language frequently used in the 1970s. The information and coding gets more complex over time, I would suppose. More information, more intelligent input, having to design it. APL, short for a programming language. A programming language introduced in 1964. Wow, that was a while ago. Suzuha says, now it's a dead programming language that can only be deciphered with an IBN 5100. The reason Titer traveled to 1975 to obtain an IBN 5100 was because he needed that function. Maybe Moaka wants to use it too. Or maybe not. Shining Finger doesn't seem like the type who'd know about that sort of function.
だから IBN5100 ってすっごくレアな PC なの。
Suzuha says, that's why the IBN 5100s are so rare. While talking, Suzuha keeps dropping her glance to the metal pin in her hand. She rolls it around with her fingers. I guess that's a habit of hers. So, IBN 5100s are super rare. Maybe if I get one, I could sell it for a high price. That could be a good way to raise research funds. But first, I have to deal with CERN. We're moving on. Back to the internet techie boards. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Alright, John Titer. Life in 2036 is very different from what it is today. Most people live on farms, growing their own food. All forms of commerce and communication are restricted. There is no time travel, no internet, no railroad even. Most people never see another town, let alone a city. Science continues to advance, of course, but the vast majority of people do not benefit from that progress. Technology belongs only to those chosen by CERN and the Committee of 300. New World Ordery. It's very peaceful, at least on the surface. There's none of the conflict you see in this era. Anonymous. There's no war. How is that possible? How did CERN resolve the situation in the Middle East? Anonymous. What have you got against world peace? Sounds to me like CERN's doing humanity a favor. Anonymous. This Titer guy stole a time machine from CERN, didn't he? He's the bad guy here. Dying a fire, terrorist scum. John Tater continues. We're going to go into overtime because I can't save it in this kind of thing, so we got to get past these. The world in 2036 is governed by CERN. All nations, even America, have disbanded their armies. To put it simply, civilization has returned to an 18th century level of technology and exists under a communist system of government. Except now that system works flawlessly. Right now, you should be asking yourselves how that is possible. How does a system of government that collapsed in the 20th century exist without any discontent? The answer to that question is the reason I am here. Yes, I am a terrorist. There are others like me who fight against CERN. We think of ourselves as the resistance, but there is no denying that our actions are a kind of terrorism. Anonymous. Anyway, I want to hear more about the many worlds interpretation. How? You said it's been proven by 2036. How? Anonymous. I knew you were a terrorist. How many have you murdered? What if my kids are among them? Maybe I really should kill your father, protect the future. Anonymous. Stop beating around the bush. Give us answers. Anonymous. You're one of those old men who participated in the student riots, aren't you? Filled your head with a bunch of baloney, and now you can't tell fact from fiction, am I right? Anonymous. Delicious nationalist tears, la 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 la. CERN probably figured it out. They've got a time machine to experiment with, right? Ho-Win Kyoma. Oh my goodness. We're definitely going into overtime. That would make you no better than Titer. If you're willing to face the consequences, then go right ahead. Titer question. Did World War III take place as scheduled? Why did you come to this particular time? Why did you find... did you find an IBN 5100? Anonymous. Is John Titer plugging for the commies? I thought that went out of style years ago. Anonymous. I thought Titer was crazy, but this Hoenn guy is even crazier. Get a room, guys. Lol. World War III. LMAO. Anonymous. Isn't there supposed to be an IBN 5100 in Akiba? John Titer. As I've already explained, my goal in this time is to change the future. I'm posting here to warn you that what's going to happen. I'm posting here to warn you of what's going to happen. Perhaps convergence will render my efforts meaningless, but if even one person pays attention, that's enough. World War III, is that something I said on a different world line? I would like to talk to you in private. Please email me when you have time. Of course, if anyone else would also like to email me, feel free. Serious inquiries only, please. All I've been getting is hate mail. Here's my address once more, jontiter@egweb.na.jp. Alright, there we go. Alright, that'll be it. We went way over time, so sorry I had to rush through that, but I just like to keep it in 15-minute increments. So anyhow, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more of the Steins Gate visual novel when we get to another bundle next time. So I will see you up ahead. Thanks for watching. Take her cool.